today, and Eastern Florida up to a early 6-0 lead. You know, these two teams kind of two different seasons going on right now. Eastern Florida kind of in the middle of the pack, as that's a foul down low there. Going to the line will be number 14, Costanza Aravena for Miami-Dade. On one side, you have Eastern Florida State 7-12 right now, 2-5 in conference, currently 5th in the standings. But they're coming off a win. They beat Hillsborough Community College, a big one, a week ago from today, as that's a miss on the first free throw. On the other side, you got Miami-Dade 12-7 and 6-3 in the conference, currently 3rd in the standings. But they're coming off of a loss against Florida Southwestern State, as she splits the free throws right there. So coming into this game, who do you think is going to be a key for both teams as they try and get a big win midseason?
Well, Max, the key for Eastern Florida State will ultimately be Bruna Da Silva. I mean, she's the engine of their offense and the primary scorer. If Da Silva gets hot early, Eastern Florida State, their offense just opens up dramatically. If she's cold, the shot selection will become the storyline tonight.
Absolutely. And then on the other side for Miami-Dade, you know, they are coming in averaging 81 points a game, a little over 20 more than the hosting Titans average, as the Titans will go to the line. Shooting two will be Shadia Lara Santa Cruz. What do the Sharks need to do to bounce back on the road?
Well, see, the Sharks, they're going to have to look into their interior scorer, Meredith Venner. I mean, she's averaging over 19 points per game, and Venner, she's their primary offensive option as well. If she establishes herself early in the paint, that Miami-Dade offense will become extremely difficult to slow down, Max.
Absolutely. And we want to thank Eastern Florida State College and the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting. Ethan and I are current students at Full Sail University's Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting, and we would like to thank Eastern Florida State College and the Dan Patrick School for providing us with this incredible opportunity, and we hope to deliver a great broadcast for what promises to be an excellent game. Early on, Eastern Florida State building a big lead, 8-1 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, definitely not what we expected to see. I mean, just based off the warm-ups that me and you before the game started, Max. So we'll see how Miami-Dade can come back.
Santa Cruz making the free throw there, extending the lead to 8. 9-1 your score.
See Bynum trying to officiate the floor.
Driving inside, a little contact. Layup's no good. She gets her own miss.
What a hustle play right there. You reset the offense.
Taking a three and making a three. That's Costanza Aravena.
That's the type of offensive production you want. You see, you go in, drive in, you miss, get your own rebound, and that opens up for other scorers.
Miami-Dade, we talked about it before the broadcast, not really a great team from beyond the arc as of late, only shooting 26.8% on the year. And in their last game where they lost, 2 of 15 from 3, but right there showing signs of change.
Absolutely. You see Bynum as they get the
turnover.
Turnover. Miami, they're looking to try to push the pace here with Bynum running the floor. Speaking of Bynum, she was taking majority of the threes this season for their team. As of right now, she's starting to try to push the paint to get this defense honest.
Bynum averaging 18.1 points per game, second on the team. And that foul is called on Bruna Da Silva.
Foul on number 4, Bruna Da Silva, her first.
That's her first foul of the game, second on the Titans. But to your point, Bynum consistently driving in the paint, trying to force the action, not shooting from beyond the arc as we usually see her do. And first-year head coach Zach Banks, not happy with that call for the Titans.
That was a little bang-bang play there. I guess the refs, gave that one to the offense.
And so now refs conversating a little more. The starters today coming in, we mentioned Mimi Lazarevic is coming off of an injury. They're happy to have her back, as well as Bruna Da Silva, Shadia Lara Santa Cruz, Angela Merkovich, as well as Ofer Parpara are your starters for the Titans. And on the other side, the starting squad for Miami-Dade, number 1, Rihanna Callahan, number 2, Jasmine Bynum, who we talked about extensively to start this game, as well as number 14, Costanza Aravena, number 21, Asjani Colberth, and number 35, Meredith Venner. Meredith Venner, the walking double-double, gets the ball here. No good on the floater.
But that's what you want if you're Miami. You want your inside scoring option to get those looks, get her in rhythm early.
And now Lazarevic thought about the three, drives inside, able to find Merkovich. She hesitates, and no good on the shot, but she will head to the line.
That's good ball movement, ball control there by the Titans. You see Miami was playing a little bit of zone defense there. They're just trying to find that open hole to get their shooters in the paint.
Good job by Merkovich getting positioning down low. Head to the free throw line where she is a 68% shooter on the year. And the first one rattles, no good. We also mentioned one of the keys to the game for this Eastern Florida team is going to be on the boards. They come into this game averaging only 33 rebounds a game compared to the Miami-Dade Sharks' 47. And so, but we saw in that last possession and a lot of these defensive sets as she splits the pair, where they're not letting the Sharks get second chance opportunities on the offensive end, and that's going to need to continue for the Titans if they want to keep this lead.
Yeah, that's good scouting by the Titans because they realized what their weakness was, and they came into this game saying, oh yeah, we're not going to let that be the reason why we lose, Max.
Just as we say that, second chance opportunity here for the Sharks, and they take advantage of it. Aravena with the floater inside.
Aravena, the smaller person in there, but as you see, that floater always works on those taller defenders.
Now driving inside for the Titans. Just rims out. Rebound by Santa Cruz, and she puts it back up and in.
What a hustle play by number 11, Santa Cruz. Facing up against number 1, the taller defender there, getting some board action.
Now Aravena controlling it on the perimeter. Guarded by Grace Strickland, checking into the game. Driving inside and getting the and one as Jenny Colberth.
That's Jenny Colberth with the and one. You see, when you're able to get those lanes inside, you force those extra defenders to come over, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a foul, Max.
And a timeout here by Eastern Florida State early on. 12-8 your score. Eastern Florida with the early edge, but Colberth will be at the line when we come back. Good start. Like what you're saying. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching EFSC Titan Sports. Today, our matchup between the Sharks and the Titans on the call. I'm Max Mesman. Alongside me is Ethan Story. Ethan, for the Titans coming into this one, not the season you really have dreamed of up until this point, but you have a chance to switch it around. You still got an entire slate of games left on your schedule, and right now sitting 5th in a conference of 7. What do they got to do moving forward in this game as well as into the season to face that uphill battle?
Well, see, Eastern Florida State, as you said, they're kind of in a slump. They're on a losing streak, so to speak. And if they really want this game or like their future to improve, they're going to have to get better play on the outsides and in the inside those paint areas so they can force these defenses to not play the perimeter so often. They want to keep everybody honest if they really want to turn things around here for the Titans.
We saw a nice transition bucket by the Titans, and that's a turnover right there. Brianna Callahan couldn't control the ball. So some good defense being played early on here for the Titans as we have a new player into the game for the home team, Queen Powell, the freshman out of Whitby, Ontario, coming into the game.
She brings some length down there. She like the wingspan is longer than her teammates, so we'll see how she can stretch the floor or get inside that paint area.
Averages 2.2 rebounds a game. The Titans spraying it out wide. Now over to Da Silva.
And this is the Titans' game plan. When they move the ball like this, they're able to find the open shooter. Wasn't able to knock it down there. But if they keep spacing the floor like that, eventually they'll try to open up some clean looks and shots for their guards.
And the Sharks now on offense. Quick three. Just rims out. Rebound by Strickland. She's looking to push the ball.
Yeah, Titans pushing the pace here.
In the corner for three. No good, but a good rebound by Powell.
There we go. There's that length we was talking about there, down there in the paint, Max. She brings that extra edge, and as soon as she got the rebound, she found the open shooter for the 3 points. This is getting the Titans in a groove.
Grace Strickland proving why she was the Hoops Fix 3-point champion, but Jasmine Bynum says, whatever you can do, I can do better on the other end, hitting a three of her own. And a travel right there by the Titans, and some frustration. Angelina Spence, she'll check out of the game, and Santa Cruz will return. The sophomore out of Quito, Ecuador.
Yep, two teams trading threes there, Max, and that's what we've seen Bynum do all season. She leads the team in 3 points attempted per game, and as we started this game, she was in the paint, but now she's going back to her bread and butter, looks like it.
Bruna Da Silva picking up another early foul here. Playing some hard defense on Bynum, and she'll come out of the game for Angelina Spence.
Don't want to have your stars in foul trouble too early.
Already 2 fouls here in the first quarter. Little slip there by Spence guarding Bynum. Bynum driving inside, puts it up and draws another foul. This time on Angelina Spence. A good substitution by Coach Banks. That could have been his Stars' third right there. Jasmine Bynum heading to the free throw line. A 61% shooter on the year.
Not good, but, if they can get her to be consistent at the line, that'll really, have something that the Miami-Dade Sharks can have in their back pocket if game time, if it really calls for it in the crunch time.
She knocks both of them down. That's huge for a team that shoots only 62% from the charity stripe. And now some full court pressure. Good job getting it out by Strickland.
But the Titans swinging the ball again, trying to find the open, but it's a turnover.
Steal by Meredith Venner. She's taking it down in transition. Able to get it over to Bynum. Bynum shoots it for three. No good. Nice save right there by Santa Cruz. And now running the floor. Can't finish. Ophir Parpara, good job by Rihanna Callahan getting back in transition. Quick three, bang! As Johnny Colberth.
Straight money there, Max. I think the Sharks are looking to stretch the floor out here.
Definitely a change from last game, an improvement for the visitors. Already with some success from beyond the arc. And now on a little bit of a run, Miami-Dade. Eastern Florida needs to respond here.
Yeah, they've closed that gap, Max, as the Titans, they really started off hot. But now they're letting Miami-Dade get back into this.
Strickland, not a bad shot, but unable to make it. And now going down the floor and into the lane and scoring, Costanza Aravena.
That's what Venner can do. She gets that rebound, immediately looks down the court to find her open gal.
And now Miami-Dade with their first lead of the night. On the outside, Santa Cruz thought about the three. Strickland trying to get it over to Spence. Some good defense right here by the Sharks. Santa Cruz finds an opening. No good. Blocked inside by Venner, and now in transition. These teams trading turnovers back and forth. Titans now with the ball.
Yes, yeah, they're a little bit going back and forth here, a little bit undisciplined, but I guess the coaches are letting them play.
And we have a timeout called here by head coach Zach Banks. We'll keep it here. This game has been back and forth here early on. Already our first lead change with Miami-Dade coming back after being down 9-1 early on in the game, now up 18-17. What has really changed in this matchup early on?
Well, Max, what's really changed is the fact that Miami-Dade are now getting their shooters to knock down these three-pointers. As you mentioned last game, they weren't really able to stretch the floor. They weren't really able to knock down those shots. So now you're keeping those Titans defenders playing the perimeter. Now that'll open up for the inside the paint later on in the game.
Yeah, Miami-Dade coming into this game, like we mentioned earlier, 27% from beyond the arc. They are doing much better than that right now. And on the other side for Eastern Florida, they started off hot from the three, but they've also gone a little cold.
And turnovers is looking to be the turning point in this one. They are going to have to keep control of the ball, because if Miami gets on a run, the Titans are going to be in trouble.
Absolutely. These two teams were locked in an instant classic earlier this season in which the Sharks came out on top 76-71 in this same gym. So the Titans looking to bounce back, get revenge for that loss. Driving inside is Strickland, and it's going the other way.
Another turnover, Max. UFC, they came into this one looking to stay disciplined and balanced, but it's looking everything but so far.
You just mentioned it, the home team right now not playing their best ball as of late. And now turning around inside, and a sweet kiss right there by Meredith Venner.
And that's how you can get your star player started. Taking tough shots like that, I don't think that's something the Titans want to see continue in this game, Max.
Santa Cruz draws the foul inside. That will go on Venner.
Foul's at number 35, Meredith Venner, her second.
But Meredith Venner leads the team in points as well as rebounds and field goal percentage. 19.1 points a game and 12.2 rebounds a night. A walking double-double, as well as shoots 51.4% from the field. She has been the true star for Miami-Dade this season.
You know, she shoots with confidence. You know, like it doesn't matter if it's in the paint, doubled, or you know, if she definitely if she got the smaller defender on her, she's gonna take that shot. She's not afraid of the big moment.
Santa Cruz at the line, 64% free throw shooter on the year, is able to knock both home. 21.1 seconds to go here in the first quarter. I have a feeling that the Sharks are going to hold for the last shot. Bynum, mid-range, no good. Now the Titans have a chance.
Pushing the floor, they
driving down low, 5 seconds to go, 2 seconds, steal by Venner. And that's how the first quarter ends. Miami-Dade with a small lead going into the second quarter, 2019. You are watching EFSC Titan Sports here on YouTube. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Eastern Florida State College. You're watching this matchup between the hosting Titans and the visiting Miami-Dade Sharks. I'm Max Mesman on the call alongside Ethan Sorey. As we head into the second quarter, if you're just joining us, Miami-Dade with the lead 20-19, but it was not looking like that early on. The Eastern Florida State Titans got off to an early lead, and then Miami-Dade was able to scratch and claw their way back, and now they are the ones in front into the second period.
Absolutely, Max. They were able to get consistent shots and get in rhythm after they fell down late, so good coaching for the Miami-Dade. They were down, but didn't let them count themselves out.
But now the start of the second quarter looking a little bit like the start to the first quarter, as that was an errant pass right there from Jasmine Bynum and an early turnover for the visitors. Titans looking to capitalize on the offensive end. Swing it around, floater inside. Sweet touch right there by Elena Larissi.
And what a challenge going up against Venera right there, the taller defender. She said, okay, we're going to see what I can do. Easily makes the floater.
Venner taking a three. That's a rare shot by her.
That is rare. I feel like she settled there, Max. If I were her, I would want to see her push the ball inside, because this Titans team, I don't think they can guard her down in the paint. She's going to want to exploit her strengths against this Titan squad.
If you're the Titans, you'll definitely take that shot.
Absolutely.
And right there, an air ball. Must be a draft in here. The Elena Larissi unable to get that one on the mark. Eastern Florida, though, back with the lead here early on in the second quarter. If the last time these two teams met was any signal, this game should be a good one. And a block inside right there by Markovic.
See, number one, Ryan Callahan was looking for the foul, didn't get it. That's a good defensive effort there by the Titans to get a hand on that ball.
Now Markovic on the outside with it. Swinging it around. That's Parpara. No good off the front of the rim.
See, the Titans had the look they wanted, swinging the ball, finding the open defender.
Ooh, almost up and down, able to get it over to Venner. And then a foul. That one's on Grace Strickland. Possibly a smart foul, noticing that on the taller Venner. Didn't really stand a chance inside. Now Venner with it inside. Good pass right there by Bynum.
That right there, that is a nice inbound play to get your star Venner the ball and get her the ball quick to get that inside paint option.
Kind of caught the Titans sleeping a little bit. Now a turnover in transition.
Errant pass there by Eastern Florida. They're going to have to tidy up these turnovers. They do not want to be down in the turnover margin against a very explosive Miami-Dade team.
Yeah, if you're looking back at the stats from last game where Miami-Dade won in overtime, the turnovers, Miami-Dade actually had 8 more turnovers. They had 25 on the game, while the Titans only had 17. The real difference was on the boards. Miami-Dade with 49, but the Titans with only 37. But right there, number 11, Santa Cruz with 3. And now the Titans back in front, driving the other way. Rebound Venner, and she puts it back up and in. That's too easy.
Offensive boards there, like that, it really is too easy. You're giving your best player in the paint just an easy layup. That's an easy 2 points. You're going to take that all day.
Titans able to break the press. Santa Cruz thought about a mid-range, and now Markovic with an open 3, too strong off the back iron. And trying to save it with Santa Cruz, but it will be Sharks ball coming into the game for the Sharks. Sage McLeod.
Sage McLeod, yeah, she's active around the rim, and she'll be able to attack and draw those fouls.
Going with a little bit of a smaller lineup here, the Sharks, as she replaces Venner.
Yeah, a little bit of small ball here. I guess they're looking to space the floor, Max. They're trying to get their perimeter shooters hot.
That shot no good. Santa Cruz with the rebound and in transition. Swings it over to Parpara. Now inside with space. No good off the back iron.
Didn't really have her feet set there. Looked like she really initially wanted to pass and settle for the shot.
Bynum, mid-range, makes it.
Bynum is really keeping this defense honest. She can hurt you from outside, but she's really taking it to him in the paint.
Merkovich with it in the corner, trying to find Laresi inside. Another turnover for the Titans here. Now Bynum spots up for a three. She hits it.
You gotta put a hand up on Bynum or else she's gonna make you pay. Like we said earlier, she leads the team in 3 points, and 3-point made, 3 points attempted. They're gonna have to find a way to game plan against her tonight.
Hand down, woman down, and now Miami-Dade with their biggest lead of the night. No good in the corner, Larisi, but a good offensive board right there by Santa Cruz.
They can get it back to her.
Now down low, Parpara with a triple team, and she stepped out of bounds.
If you're the Titans, you have to get somebody else over here. Noticing that your teammate is triple teamed. To get somebody over there and help on the ball.
Miami-Dade swarming Parpara on the baseline, and right now building some momentum here in the second quarter. 29-24, timeout by the Titans. Zach Banks takes it, and 6:09 to go here in the second quarter. Eastern Florida, it feels like they're on their heels right now in this second period. What do they have to do to get off the mat and try and get back into this one?
Well, Max, it starts with the turnovers. You don't want to give your opponent the ball back in any sport, really. So if you're the Titans, you really want to clean up all those errant passes. The turnover we just seen down there by the baseline, if they really want to keep up with the pace that Miami really pushes with, because Miami can score in waves, and if you're the Titans, you don't want to get caught up in one of those waves or those tides, because you will drown.
Absolutely, absolutely. And right now, Eastern Florida, like I said, on their heels against Miami-Dade in the front. Miami-Dade 4-2 on road games, actually better on the road than they are at home. They're 5-4 when they're at home, 4-2 when on the road. But so far, I really think it has been Jasmine Bynum and really the three-point shooting of the Sharks that has been the difference so far, which is kind of shocking to me considering how they have been from beyond the arc on the season.
Right. I mean, if you look at their percentage, they're not really a pure perimeter-orientated team. They want to get that ball inside the paint, get those big bodies on the blocks, and really make that defense play inside. So tonight, a little bit of, a chess match, so to say, like keeping this Titans defense on their heels.
A chess match between two coaches in very different situations. Susan Summons, a legend of the sport in her 38th season with Miami-Dade, as that's a foul on the Titans. On the other side for Eastern Florida State, Zach Banks in his first season with the program, trying to build something. So two very different coaching situations for these two teams, but as you said, currently going at it like chess tonight, as Bynum no good on the first free throw.
And see, these missed free throws, they might become a storyline down the road in a tight finish if they can't knock these consistent shots down.
Splits a pair there, and now Miami-Dade up 6, their largest lead in the game. Strickland with it.
Tight defense here by Miami.
Able to find Queen Powell down low.
And that's what happens when you move the ball. You swing the ball, you find those openings. Easy money layup.
Stop and pop, and draining it. Costanza Aravena, she's having a heck of a night so far.
Yep, not really the one who you think will really pull up and take that three after she passes half court, but yeah, she shocks the Titans, there.
Now over to De Silva. She sprays it back over to Strickland, and another arid pass. We've seen that a couple of times so far from the Titans.
Yep, they're going to have, like we said coming out of the break, they're going to have to keep control of the ball. You see, if EFC stays disciplined and limits the other team's second chances, they'll be able to stay within striking distance. But right now, it's not looking like that.
It'd be one thing if the Sharks were, tipping passes, getting steals and blocks, but that's just an unforced error and a travel inside. So the Titans and the Sharks both with unforced errors on their last offensive sets. That one, Rihanna Callahan moving the feet.
Yep, gotta stay, if you're gonna move like that, at least dribble the ball so the ref will know that, the play is now in motion. You can't move your feet without dribbling the ball. They're going to call that every time.
And trying to get inside, that's a steal. Aravena driving down low, a block, and it's going to be out of bounds. It's going to remain with the Sharks, but great job right there by Ofer Parpara getting back in transition and stopping the easy lay for the Sharks.
Talk about a hustle play there. You see her, she was sprinting down the lane, knowing that you can't give up nothing easy.
And inside, and a foul is called on Parpara, trying to face up against Sage McLeod, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Possibly not a bad foul, only a 54% shooter at the charity strike on the year, but gets a friendly roll on the first.
That's what we call, Max, a matchup disadvantage, because she doesn't get as many minutes as her starters, but she will, you know what I'm saying, draw that extra defender and really have a massive, as she gets a steal there.
Another turnover for the Titans here. And a long 3 for Aravena. She is feeling it right now, and she extends their lead to double digits.
Talk about a heat check, Max. She was really feeling that one.
Costanza Aravena leading all scorers so far tonight. And now Eastern Florida needs something here if they want to keep this one within reach. Nice pass back. And answering Ofer Parpara.
Nice shot by Parpara over there. Her last, the defensive sequence, she came up with the block. Now she's contributing on offense.
So these two teams trading threes right now here in the second quarter. But Eastern Florida needs some stops on defense. They want to get back in this one. And that one looked like it was out of bounds. And dropping a defender, and then Aravena. Who else?
My goodness. Aravena, have yourself a night. She's a solid 3-point contributor, but we didn't expect her to pop off like this tonight, Max.
Costanza Aravena averages a little under 10 points a night. So far, almost doubling that just in the first half. And Eastern Florida, what a momentum shift here, as it was all Titans to start this one. And now, with 3:30 to go in the second period, you're just thinking about getting this one to within possibly 5 points going into the break.
And it starts with discipline, Max. You want to keep control of the ball. They haven't been able to do that so far.
Steal right here by Da Silva, drives inside. Markovic with some space. Can't make that one. They'll take that shot at any time, though. Their best 3-point shooter by percentage, Markovic, at 40% on the year.
Yep, it's unfortunate that one didn't fall, but if you're the Titans, you want her to take that shot.
And no good from outside, but another offensive rebound for the Sharks, and finally able to corral it. And that's going to be a foul there on Rihanna Callahan. Kind of a frustration foul after she wasn't able to get the offensive board.
That's her second foul. The Sharks are going to have to watch out for her. They don't want her getting into foul trouble right before halftime.
Little bit of a cleanup on the court. 2:57 to go. Titans got their work cut out for them right now, down 11. Markovic with it. And a foul. Foul on Costanza Aravena away from the ball. And so the Miami-Dade Sharks picking up some fouls going into the halftime break. Inside to Markovic, she's double teamed, back to Da Silva. Strickland had room if she wanted to shoot, but decides not to. Now extra pass to Da Silva with loads of space, too strong. And a rebound right here by Sage McLeod. They're getting open looks on the offensive end. They just can't get them to fall right now.
And if you're the Titans, that just has to be a backbreaker because you're down such an almost an insurmountable lead, and you having these open looks, you just have to get the ball in the net.
Another stop on defense. Now they just need to find a way to put the ball in the basket. Strickland with a nice move, gets inside, and an errored pass and another turnover for the Titans. And now Aravena running the floor, and she lays it home easy
bad offensive possessions leads to good defensive possessions, and the good defense possessions often lead to the offensive pushing the ball.
Markovic not shooting it right there, and then Grace Strickland, I'm not sure whether that was a pass or a shot. We'll see what the refs call, but
I'm not sure either, Max. That looks like a little bit of frustration to me, but.
And they'll call it a shot, and actually no, they're going to call it a pass. I think Strickland was trying to convince the ref, but I agree with you. It looked like a little bit of frustration trying to swing the ball going off of the backboard, but right there, able to knock down the corner three, left wide open, caught the defense sleeping, and Grace Strickland able to get the Titans back within 10. Bynum
not afraid to, go at the defender. Callahan
able to drain the turnaround J.
That's her bread and butter right there. She has the length to just pull up from basically anywhere, Max.
Markovic going inside and one. Trying to get a three the old-fashioned way. Now Callahan picks up her third foul.
Yep. If you're the Miami-Dade, you're going to have to wonder if you want to, put her on the bench to keep her from out of foul trouble, because you're going to need her late down in the stretch.
A minute 17 to go. Kind of surprised we haven't seen Meredith Venner almost at all this second quarter. Not sure whether or not she is in foul trouble right now, but that would be my assumption. And so now at the free throw line, Angela Markovic able to complete the three-point play. And now the Titans back within single digits. And as I just mentioned, Venner being on the bench for an expired amount of time, she is about to check in with a minute to go. 44-35 your score. A high-scoring affair so far. That definitely plays into the hands of the visitors, who score 80 a game. And Costanza Aravena can do no wrong right now. Able to make it home for an and one opportunity.
That right there is pivotal for the Miami. If she's able to keep scoring right that just basically puts that Miami's depth chart at an advantage. They're able to have shooters that normally don't contribute like this to have great nights, great scoring spurts.
Both teams putting their leading scorer back in the game, as Aravena able to complete the three-point play. Now under a minute to go. Eastern Florida down 12, looking to try and get some momentum back going into the half on this offensive possession. Queen Powell with it. Outside, and a steal right there. And as Janny Colberth finishes it in transition, and now a 14-point lead.
Those are just great eyes right there by the defense, number 21. She just basically read the play for her. She seen the ball coming, pounced on it, and was able to get 2 points out of it.
Now down low, looking for a teammate. Strickland with it outside, down to Markovic. And Strickland pops the three, too strong. And a rebound for the Sharks. Now under 20 seconds to go, they're looking to push. Gets it inside to Venner, and she lays it up and in. And
Bynum, she has great court vision. Once she gets the ball, she's automatically looking for her players, seeing who has the advantage and who doesn't. She gets the ball down to Venner, who just checked in, and easily 2 points for their leading scorer.
And now an offensive foul. That's on Grace Strickland, and it's falling apart right now. About to go into halftime. Miami-Dade up 17. As the referees will.
Looks like they're adding more time on the clock. I'm not sure. Heard him say 5.1 seconds left.
So a chance for Miami-Dade to extend their lead even more heading into the break. As Bynum going quickly down the floor, and did she draw a foul? The refs discussing right here. this second quarter has been all Miami-Dade. We talked about Eastern Florida possibly trying to get back into it, and according to the scoreboard, they have 52-51, but that is not the case right now. Refs discussing some things right now, and looks like
they correct the score 51-35 now.
51-35 your score, and it looks like we're headed to halftime.
Yeah, Titans, they need to regroup, honestly, because the turnovers, it's not bad stock selection either. It's just the shots aren't falling. You're going to have to get your key players in rhythm, get them hot, get their flow, get them in flow.
And so at the break, 51-35 your score. Miami-Dade with a big lead heading into the halftime break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere. You're watching EFSC Titan Sports on YouTube. Don't we, if we're sportscasters, get like free? What's up? For me, can you keep talking? Yeah. Hello, test. We're at halftime here. The Titans got to regroup, like you said, Ethan.
Hosted by Mike Parsons.
Welcome to Titan Sports Time. I'm Mike Parsons, Director of Athletic Communications at Eastern Florida State College, and today I'm joined by interim baseball coach Mitch Gallagher. Welcome to the show, Mitch.
Thanks for having me on, Mike.
Well, Coach, first of all, just kind of talk about the fall now transforming into the spring. How was your first fall practice?
It was good. We fortunate enough with my first fall having a older group, a little bit more mature. It was easier to implement some of the structure and plans we had in place. So pretty much just able to set the plan, set the structure, and let the guys kind of handle their business.
And before we get into the team, you have a couple new assistant coaches that are well known to Eastern Florida and bring that kind of experience in Drew Stubbs and Ridge Scarbeck. Yeah,
great to have them back. They were part of our first team here when Coach Brown and I came into Eastern. So having guys that were familiar with how we try to run things and the way we want to do things, and then two, just young assistants eager to get into coaching with really, really knowledgeable backgrounds. Just very, very fortunate to have them on staff.
And you have a good core coming back this spring from last season. I guess first of all, we'll talk about the pitchers, led by Brody Kelly and Parker Trowbridge. I mean, you really have a good staff.
Yeah. Both those guys I think are going to serve significant roles. They've both progressed a lot. Jacob Goldman and Garrett Smith also coming back. I think those four guys, just what they can do on the field, but what they bring off the field in the locker room, and just showing guys how to go about your business, because those are guys that, maybe flew under the radar a little bit in high school. Now the progress they've made over the last couple of years has been significant to where, other guys, freshmen coming in, can look at what they've done and how they go about their business, and it trickles down to the rest of the staff.
And it is nice because all four of them made a good impact in their freshman season for you. I mean, Garrett made the splash when he came back in the middle of the season last year. Parker was really good. So was Goldman, both as a starter and a reliever, and then Brody, of course.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to have that kind of a core getting into the system.
Absolutely. And, we've always been big on having different looks on our pitching staff. So Brody, sinker guy from the right side, Goldie with a little bit of ride on the fastball from the right side. Parker's kind of your funky lefty. Garrett throws from the left side. So it just fits the mold of what we look for in our staff as well.
And offensively, talk about some guys that are going to be your big offensive weapons this year.
Yeah, a lot of new faces on the position side. Some freshmen coming back that were a little hurt, didn't get in the lineup a whole lot. So it's going to be a lot of new faces, but a couple guys that coming in, Jake Richardson, Hudson Gwynn, some guys that kind of jumped off the page as having a more mature makeup. Really good players, but again, just what they do off the field and behind the scenes that really kind of trickles down and sets the stage for the rest of the guys.
And talk about this spring, because you only got like a week and a half to 2 weeks before next Friday we put them on for real. So how quick is it, and how much do you get done before games start?
Yeah, it's a really quick turnaround. You basically get 2 full weeks of practice, but you get trying to give them some off days mixed in, so we're not just burnt out when we go into the season. So we have a lot to get done in a very short amount of time. So there's always going to be some hiccups opening weekend, but every team's doing the same thing.
Mic check, 1 2.
Really just looking for guys to make sure we're healthy, not overusing guys early on.
It's a little raspy.
You wait, talk now.
Mic check 1 2.
And the Prospect Select Spring Kickoff, first time we've done this, but really cool. We get Pensacola State College and then Cleveland Community College coming for 2 days of good baseball.
Yeah, 2 really good programs coming down. That's how we've tried to set it up here the last few years. Just really trying to expose our guys with our non-conference games, get the best competition in that we can, expose our guys to the highest level that we can, and just see what our flaws are, see what our strengths are, see who's going to show up. And so we'll get 12 games before we start conference to really see what this group is made of.
And, 4 games in 2 days, all 7 in games at Bruce Bochy Field. So come out and watch some good baseball next weekend. But talk about what you want to see from this group.
Really, I just want to see guys moving around. The big thing, with 4 games in 2 days, everybody's going to play. Yeah. We're going to need every pitcher. We're going to need all of our position players. So I just want to see guys make the most of their opportunity, play the game hard, and then, whatever we struggle with, we'll circle back the following week in practice and hit it.
And talk about personally, it's got to be exciting. Your first real games at Eastern Florida. You spent many summers being the head coach, so you have that experience. But at the same time, first games here at Eastern Florida.
Yeah, a little different. I did some summer coaching in collegiate summer leagues, but when it's spring season, school ball, it's definitely got a different feel to it. You get a lot more time to prep with these guys, so there's a lot more that goes into just seeing the culmination of all of our efforts from the mid-August when we started to now, and just see the progress we've made.
And what has you excited? I mean, what have you kind of seen from the guys in practice so far that really has you excited for the season?
I think just the overall physicality and the fact that I think we have a team that can beat you a bunch of different ways. We're bigger, stronger, faster. We've kind of made that progress each year. But really, I don't think we're a team that's just going to have to rely on pitching or rely on playing clean baseball or rely on our offense. I think some days our offense is going to carry us to some wins. Some days it'll be pitching, and then some days we put it all together, and then that's when we're looking really good.
And once again, that's next Friday and Saturday, January 23 and 24, Bruce Bochy Field. So come out and watch some good baseball. Well, thank you for joining us, Coach.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Titan Sports Time.
There's a lot of things you're good at. So what do you like to do that you want to do for the rest of your life?
And get paid.
At Eastern Florida State College, there's so many choices. With more than 100 career and technical programs to choose from, like aerospace and engineering technologies, aviation, welding, public safety, and more. There's definitely one you'll be good at. Learn at your own pace, in person, online, day or night.
What are you good at?
So come on, let's get started.
Hello, friends. You know that you can count on WEFS-TV to provide programs that inform, inspire, and connect you with your community. But we can't do this alone. If you value independent, local, public television, please consider making a donation to WEFS-TV today. Every donation makes a difference, regardless of the size. Visit WEFSTV.org and click on the Donate button to make your donation. Thank you for supporting WEFS TV, your community public television station.
It's kind of good that way, so I can just watch the sport and like just enjoy the game.
I mean, yeah, that's how I am right now with the. I'm a Saints fan, and so the Saints have been out since the middle of the season. So I'm just watching football.
But Joe, he's looking like I'm saying, the guy for you guys. He's looking like
I really like him. I really like him. I think he's good. The best part about him being like how good he was this year is that we don't have to focus on like a QB like this upcoming draft.
I'll probably need another receiving piece because I'll let Shaheed go. And we see how he turned out in Seattle.
You know what's so funny about that? I knew he was going to be that good. Like, I knew it.
See, I didn't want to look. Because I played Madden when I played on the Saints, right? Shaheed will always be open. I'm like, okay. Once he got to the Seahawks, I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy can actually play.
No, I knew how good he was going to be. It's just like, he wasn't ever going to be to his full potential on the Saints. Not this year.
I feel like Olame's going to have a good year, though.
Oh, yeah. The Olave did have a good year. So, like, no, I think if we get... It's because I've seen three things. I've seen us go edge, I've seen us go receiver, and I've seen us go running back in like the mock drafts that I've looked at. And so, Christine just said we're doing well. So far in the first half. But I think that if we go running back, it means AK's gone. Alvin Kamara, which I mean, it's something that he just can't stay healthy, and he's always in the news for something.
And the type of back he is, like he's like that elusive, and you can only keep that up for so long.
Exactly, yeah. But the thing is with him, if we get rid of him, he's going to go into a team and ball out just like Shaheed, which is something we're just going to have to live with. It's the same with my, it's similar with my Pelicans. I'm a Pelicans fan for NBA. We're going to probably get rid of Zion, and he's going to ball out for whatever team. He'll have his first fully healthy season and have an all-star year as soon as we trade him. I know that's what's going to happen. So,
it's tough luck, man.
We just got to live with it, because sometimes it's more about fit, not the players you have. So, or sometimes it's about having the best fit for the players, not the best players. So, But if we go receiver, I really like Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State. I would like him because Olave's like the every now, go-to reliable. And then I really like Devon Bailey, who's our wide receiver too right now.
Right, yeah.
But he's like, kind of the taller guy. So I would also love Makai Lemon as well. Makai Lemon out of USC, who won the Melinda Cup. I think he'd be a good guy. But I don't know. We could also get Ruben Bain from Miami. Out of Miami. I would not hate that at all. He'd be an instant replacement for Cam Jordan, who he still led our team in sacks, but he's old.
Yeah,
and
he's getting up there.
It's not. It's about to be time for a good time.
Okay, look like you already got your little vision for the...
Yeah. No, it's the main thing I think about. So it's the main thing I'm thinking about right now. All right, we ready to go back on the thing? Give a little 1-minute recap.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Eastern Florida State College. About to head into the second half between the Miami-Dade Sharks and the hosting Eastern Florida State Titans. I'm Max Mesman. Alongside me is Ethan Sorey. And your score going into the halftime, if you're just joining us, is 51-35. Miami-Dade with the lead right now. But it was not always like this at the beginning. It was Eastern Florida who got out to an early start. They were up 9-1 at one point very early on, but then Miami-Dade was able to get back into the lead, and it was back and forth for a while there, but then late in the second quarter, Miami-Dade just pulling away, and it was Costanza Aravena who was really going off for Miami-Dade. But overall, what have you seen in this game that has gotten us to the point we're at?
Well, like you said, it's really been Miami-Dade's, their ability to basically rebound the ball and push tempo. Miami loves to play the game at their pace. They love to stress the defense. They like to play fast. They're getting downhill, and they're forcing the Titans to just be off edge. They're not playing how like they're not playing comfortably. You can tell the Titans are off edge. They're off their game. Coming into the second half, they have to clean up these turnovers, Max, and they have to get their shooters, because their shooters are taking good shots. They just have to get them in rhythm so they can knock them down.
That was the main conversation me and you were having at the break, is that Eastern Florida, they're getting open looks. They just aren't knocking them down, which is both a good and a bad thing. As we see right there, that's a good start to the second half, able to get inside Ophir Parpara with the lay-in. But it's a good thing and a bad thing, because it's a good thing because you're open, and so you're getting good offensive looks, and you just need to start knocking him down. But the bad thing is it could just be one of those days where you're not able to knock down any shots. And basketball is a simple game. Can't make shots, can't score, can't win the game.
Right.
And so, but early on, we saw them getting inside and getting an easy look at the basket. I think that, too, could be a remedy for this deficit that they're in right now, is able to get down low and get easy put-ins that, if you're that open and there's no way you miss that shot.
Exactly. And for the defense, defensively, as you can see, Bynum down there, she had the drive, didn't finish. That's what the Titans are going to have to rely on. Early in the game, Bynum got downhill, was finishing with ease. Coming into the second half, they're going to have to stop these downhill attacks and those spurts from three that the Miami-Dade likes to play with.
On offense here, Eastern Florida trying to put together some scores, as right there getting low and inside. Once again, the Titans, that was Mimi Lazarevic.
Getting to the line, trying to keep the defense honest, because in the first half they were pushing the ball, they were passing the ball around the perimeter, trying to get that open three. If you get down in the paint and force those bigs inside, or people to collapse down in the paint, the three is going to open up automatically. But now, as you see, they're getting to the line, getting these free points. That'll help them climb back in the game, Max.
And Lazarevic makes the first. She is a 64% free throw shooter coming into tonight, able to make both of them there. And so Eastern Florida with an early 4-0 run here in the second half. Bynum driving inside, rims out, rebound over to Da Silva.
Bynum now 0 for 2 in her paint drive so far. That's not the same story we were talking about early in the game, Max. Let's see if this trend continues.
And a spin around jumper right there by Parpara. And the Titans could not have asked for a better start coming out of the halftime break.
Yeah, that pep talk really hit home, Max. As you see, they're really collapsing down in the paint, getting those buckets, making Miami-Dade have to play physical, making them have to get a hat on a hat and play this game man to man.
And it's like you said, their remedy for their offensive struggles in terms of shooting the ball from beyond the arc is don't shoot it from beyond the arc, get inside. All of their scores coming from inside the paint, as that's an air ball for Bynum. And now the Titans are pushing in transition. Da Silva inside. That's a block right there. And it will remain Titans ball. But I would like to hear what Coach Banks told his team inside that locker room at the halftime break, because whatever it was, it is working right now.
It definitely is. They have the Bynum over there taking not really bad shots, but they aren't able to fall. Like, she's getting a hand in her face. So obviously for Miami-Dade, you're going to have to look for other avenues to score, because right now Bynum is kind of in a cold streak.
Yeah, we saw some missed opportunities on layups, as well as a missed three-point shot by Bynum already. A steal right there by Colberth after the missed shot by Parpara. Bynum sprays it out wide. That another air ball. Rebound right there and just chucking it up. Seeing a little frustration as the Miami-Dade Sharks are struggling early in the second half.
That's a really awkward. I don't know what I just watched there, Max. To see Venner, she just literally casually tossed the ball up like it was expected to go in. I don't know if Miami-Dade went in the locker room with the lead and got all conservative, but that's not the type of play they want to come out the second half based off what the Titans are now showing us.
2 straight air balls and then just chucking it up. Venner, if you're Coach Summons, you got to be expecting some better offensive sets moving forward out of your team. Aravena with the ball now. She was on fire all first half, and that's a foul right there. That's going to be on Bruna Da Silva. I believe that is her 4th on the night.
And as her team's main priority or her main scoring option, she's going to have to clean up these fouls.
And, excuse me, that is her 3rd. But still, like you mentioned, we still have a lot of game left to play, and if the Titans want to get back into this one, they got to have their big guns moving forward. As right there, Bynum unable to make the 3, and now passing it up forward to Parpara, trying to save it, and she cannot.
A little too much momentum there, Max. They had numbers, but the momentum ultimately drove her out of bounds. She wasn't able to secure the catch off the drive.
And I think Santa Cruz questioning herself after that. She could have just kept that as they had a 2-on-1, but forced it down the court. And now, after another turnover, Miami-Dade looking for their first points of the second half, but right there, sent away by Santa Cruz.
And Bynum, she's going to have to look to get other people open because, as you can see, the Titans are now clamping down on her, not allowing her to get comfortable.
And that's Bruna Da Silva right there off the extra fast from Parpara. A 9-0 run to start the second half, and we have a brand new ball game, Ethan.
A brand new ball game, Max. You couldn't have asked for anything better if you were the Titans coming out of the first half. The second half is looking like the coach told them, look, it's simple. Get open shots, knock them down, and play defense. They have Bynum in a hole right now. Miami-Dade is going to have to look for other avenues of scoring because it's not falling right now. Air balls, bad passes, bad shot selection. It's just not falling. The Titans, they have Miami-Dade right where they want them.
And that was also the first 3 of the second half by the hosting Titans, and it was good. Nothing but nylon right there from Bruna Da Silva, who, if they can get her going, she is their leading scorer.
Absolutely.
Coming into the night, averaging nearly 14 a game. But you see, how did they get that 3-point shot opened up? Well, it was by 3 consecutive makes from inside the paint.
Exactly.
And they were forcing Miami-Dade to collapse their defensive set, and now that opened up Da Silva from 3. Just great offensive momentum here to start the second quarter, to start the second half for the Titans. Now if you're Miami-Dade, you're the one out of rhythm.
Right.
As you talked about, the Titans were going into the break. It's completely done a 360 on us to start this third quarter. What do they have to do to get back in rhythm?
Miami-Dade, they're going to essentially have to play with some more energy. They left the first half with a big lead. They come out, obviously it looks kind of conservative. They're going to have to get back into pace. They're going to have to get back into swinging the ball, getting open shooters looks. They're going to have to get their guard like good shot selections because right now the shot selection is very poor.
Bynum with it, coming down the floor, does a mid-range, and that's no good. And that's going to be out of bounds. It will stay with the Sharks, but Jasmine Bynum right now
hasn't hit a shot.
And sometimes, if you're a shooter, the best way to get out of a shooting slump is just to keep shooting. But right now, if I'm Miami-Dade, I would look to get it inside to my tall centers. That was working in the first half to Callahan and Venner, especially against a Titans team that really doesn't have much size outside of Markovic. And trying to go inside to Venner. It's stolen away. Now 2 on none. Bruna Da Silva lays it home easily. And now an 11-0 run to start this third quarter. Miami-Dade has to answer, and that's a wild shot. I don't think that was what Susan Summons wanted, but it's what she got. And Rihanna Callahan able to finally get Miami-Dade on the board. And now the Titans with an unforced error on the offensive end.
That's something you don't want to see if you're the Titans. You came out, it looks like the turnovers were a little cleaned up, but you don't want that to be a continuation. You don't want that to be a streak that you continue to turn over the ball, because remember, you're still down.
Basketball, a game of runs. The Titans with a big run to start the third quarter, but now as Bynum still can't see one to fall, and the Titans will go the other way with it. This was 51-35 going into halftime. That's a steal by Bynum there, and now way too strong on the pass. Good defense by Bruna da Silva.
Bynum's gonna have to clean up this effort. She really was the focal point of her team in the first half, getting down in the paint, knocking down three-pointers. Right now she's becoming more of a hindrance than a plus symbol, actually, because she's turning over the ball. She's not getting good looks, taking bad shots. They're gonna have to get their center
Meredith Benner.
They're gonna have to get Benner good looks down inside. They tried that, but they're going to essentially have to get some momentum, get some pace, and just see the ball go through the net, Max.
Yes, absolutely. I think if you're Coach Susan Summons, I think you got to be telling your Miami-Dade Sharks team right now that, listen, we're out of rhythm right now, and, Eastern Florida State has us on our heels, but look at the scoreboard. We're still up by 7 right now with 6:13 to go in the third quarter. So let's start getting good shots. Let's not get these quick offensive sets, almost like if you want to compare it to football, anytime Jasmine Bynum comes down and she shoots only 5 seconds into the shot clock, it's almost like a 3 and out in football.
Exactly.
You're not taking any time off the clock in a game that you're up right now, and it's only giving Eastern Florida more momentum and more opportunities on the offensive end. So if I'm Miami-Dade, I'm trying to slow the ball down right now, play at your own pace, and just try and hold on to this lead. But on the other side for Eastern Florida State, I feel like right now is the perfect time to start getting back into that, spread out offense where they were shooting a lot of threes in that first half, because now you got them in striking distance. So now you can let it fly, and hopefully right now they have a chance to get it within 4 if they're able to knock down a long-range 3.
Absolutely, Max.
Bringing it up the floor, Santa Cruz, and it's stolen away by Bynum, and now she's going to take it herself, and no good once again, but she draws the foul here.
Shooters are going to keep shooting, Max. As you can see, this slump that she's in right now is not really getting to her head. She wants to see that ball fall through the net.
I do feel like that was a good shot selection right there by Bynum with a one-on-one scenario in transition, and she was able to draw the foul. Bynum leads the team in steals with 3.3 a night and makes the first free throw. And we'll see if these two freebies at the line here get her back in rhythm. She makes both. Now Miami-Dade back out to a 9-point lead after Eastern Florida cut it to as low as 5 points here to start the third quarter. The Titans playing very deep in the offensive backcourt.
Yep, looks like they're trying to swing the ball in the perimeter again like they were doing in the first half, Max.
Markovich with a nice cut down baseline. She's double-teamed, and
pass.
it's stolen away once again by Bynum. 2-on-2. Pass down low to Aravena. She can't finish it.
That was a freebie right there.
She's going to be wanting that one back. And now the Titans back in transition. Down single digits. Laravets thought about it twice. She drives inside mid-range floater, no good. And very strange defensive set right there. It's almost like Callahan and Venner didn't even try for the rebound, but they were able to get the stop, and a nice move by Aravena, but she misses the layup but gets bailed out as there's a foul called on Grace Strickland.
That foul right there, that really, like you said, really bailed her out, Max, because she had the defender on her heels and initially whiffed the layup, but the foul call will send her to the line.
Coming into the game for the Eastern Florida State Titans is Elena Larissi. And shooting 2 at the line, Costanza Aravena. And she misses the first one. Aravena really could do no wrong in the first half. Bit of a slower start to this third quarter for the 5'7" freshman out of Chile. And she splits the pair, and now it's back to a double-digit lead. So slowly but surely, Miami-Dade getting back in control of this one. A little
5-0 run here. Eastern Florida's got to try and find something again on the offensive end. Parpara with it, controlling the ball.
Nice screen action here by the Titans. They're getting their guards open.
Wide open look for Parpara. That is good.
That's exactly on cue. When you move the ball like that, when you stretch the defense, you stress them, they're trying to make sure the ball doesn't go inside, but that opens up the perimeter, Max.
Parpara, the transfer from UNC Wilmington, gets a rebound after the miss.
They have
and now
numbers.
3-on-2. De Silva just can't control the ball, slips. And that will be a turnover for the Titans. Coach Banks can't believe it. And they're going to bring the rag out. Just unfortunate right there for De Silva.
Yep, she had the momentum, had the angle, was really looking to put some points on the board in transition.
And now they'll get that cleaned up. But you can tell the vibe of this Eastern Florida team just completely different in the second half. You look at the bench, and there's all smiles right now. You would think they're the ones up by 7. They have all the momentum. The question is, can they capitalize?
And that's big, Max. When you have the bench supporting, even though you're down.
And Bynum with her first field goal make of the second half there. It's a tray.
And that's one she really wanted to see go in. After essentially missing every field goal attempt she's taken after the half.
Sharks back up by 10. Parpara.
Tight defense by the Sharks.
Results in a steal, but it's stolen back by Mimi Larovich. And now inside Parpara, easy lay with the left.
This is easy money. If you're the Titans, this is exactly what you want. You want to keep the Miami-Dade defense off balance. They don't know what to guard. They don't know where to focus on, and it's really opening up every lane for the Titans.
Now pass inside to Venner. She pulls up for a mid-range, tries to get her own rebound. It rolls over to De Silva. And now coming down the other end, Santa Cruz gets it over to Parpara. She was, I don't know if she noticed how wide open she was from 3. She passed out of a wide open look into a not wide open look to Lazarevic. Very rare mistake right there from the sophomore transfer, Ofer Parpara. So 3:26 to go here in the third quarter. Miami-Dade up 59-51. Back and forth action here in the second half. A nice run by the Titans to get back into this one, but Miami-Dade still controlling the lead. Inside, fadeaway shot.
Doesn't fall.
Everything but the make right there from Rihanna Callahan. And now the Titans coming back the other way. Santa Cruz driving inside. Able to draw some defenders. Lafarovac with the triple.
And now they're beginning to space the floor accordingly, just like how they opened up the game in the first half, Max. They were able to get their shooters open on the perimeter, and now they're starting to fall. This is what you want to see if you're Eastern Florida State.
They have cut it back down to a 5-point lead, and now some strong defense by Santa Cruz.
What hustle play right there.
It will remain Sharks ball, but Shadia Lara Santa Cruz, who actually has competed for the Ecuadorian national team multiple times, showing why right there on the defensive end.
Yep, just literally getting on the floor, like getting nitty and gritty, Max. Like, you see the ball, you go after the ball.
It's exactly what you like to see if you're Coach Zach Banks out of your team. And so clean up on aisle 13 right now. We've seen that a couple of times, and that's the sign of players giving it their all. You know, the court's getting sweaty, slippery. It's because these players are out here fighting because they know that this game means a lot for both of these teams. You know, both teams looking for some midseason momentum in this one. Aravena driving inside, draws another foul. That one's going to go on Lazarevic. It will send Costanza Aravena. That is Lazarevic's third. So a couple of players for Eastern Florida in foul trouble.
Both De Silva and Lazarevic, both starters with 3 fouls apiece. So Aravena, a 78% free throw shooter, the best on the team, able to make the first one. So now at 60 points as she splits a pair right there. Miami-Dade up 60-54, and that one, an errant pass, trying to save it once again, and seen that a couple of times out of the Titans tonight.
You have. I mean, if they want to claw they were doing really good. They want to claw their way back into this. You have to erase all of those unnecessary turnovers. Like that pass should have been connected, but a bad throw there, a bad read or whatever, really gives Miami-Dade back the ball with the lead, and that's something you don't want.
Just an unforced error right there on the offensive end. And now the Sharks going to try and capitalize. Aravena with a little bit of a push-off
and
right
the refs
there.
See it. You see, like when you're driving in and you extend that arm, Max, the refs, once you see that extension, they're going to call that every time. It's kind of like football in the offensive pass interference.
That ferocious defense from Shadia Lara Santa Cruz frustrating Aravena right now. And now Bynum trying to return the favor. She gets the steal, but then Santa Cruz gets it back, trying to drive inside, puts it up and in.
What a play right there. Both teams were getting nitty and gritty. They were getting on the floor, scrapping for the ball. Ultimately, the Titans come away with one.
This is what you love to see. Both of these teams in a Citrus Conference showdown showing that they want it more. Miami-Dade now feeling the pressure, only up by 4. This is the closest this game has been since the second quarter. Bynum driving inside, unable to make the lay. Rebound no good, another rebound. And that's a foul. It's going to be on Santa Cruz. Her second foul of the night. 5 on Eastern Florida. And the fans are starting to match the energy of the game, starting to hear this gym get a little louder.
Yeah, we were waiting on when the fans were going to get a little bit involved in this one.
Aravena thought about the 3.
She hit
guarded
She
by
hit a good amount of them in the first half, Max. I guess, good block there.
denial right there by Angela Murkovic. Saying, not in my house. Now Bynum catches the D lacking, but unable to make him pay on the 3. Rebound by Colbert. And trying to steal it away to Silva. It will remain Sharks ball. But we're starting to see those offensive boards also mount up for Miami-Dade. Just second, third chances on the offensive end. Sooner or later, Eastern Florida is just going to become tired defensively.
Yeah, they can't box. It's looking like they're not boxing out properly. They're kind of faced with the size advantages with Veneer down there and Callahan. But as you can see, they're still keeping pace.
Now Lazarevic to cut it to 1. Too strong. Rebound Miami-Dade. Now Bynum with it. Guarded by De Silva. Just a minute to go in what has been an exciting third period. Now inside and drawing the foul. That's going to go against Ophir Parpara.
Yep. Looks like they're finally trying to get Callahan involved down there in the paint. She's been the physical inside presence this whole season for Miami-Dade. And, it allows Miami to stay aggressive inside, even when Venner isn't at her best. So they still have some inside presence.
Not a bad idea to get it to the tallest player on the floor. It's Rihanna Callahan at 6'4". Nothing but net on the first free throw. 61% shooter from the charity strike coming into this one. Trying to extend this lead to 6. Too strong on the second one, so Eastern Florida with a chance here to cut it to a one-possession game going into the fourth. Santa Cruz driving on Bynum. Sprays it back out to Lazarevic.
Gets it back out to Santa Cruz. Markovic with all the daylight, just too strong on the three-point attempt. And Santa Cruz, she is
Nice
everywhere
effort.
defensively. And now Lazarevic can't make them pay.
If you're Lazarevic, you want that one to go in. That was a chance to get them down to single digits.
It just seems the more open they are from three, the less likely it is to go in for Eastern Florida right now. Two wide open looks for Lazarevic and Markovic. And Bynum driving inside. Can't lay it up and in. And now Parpara with 6 seconds, crossover. Gets it over to Da Silva. As the time expires, no good. And a block by Venner. Don't think it would have counted either way for Santa Cruz. That is how the third quarter ends. 61-56. Heading into the fourth. Throw your fours up. It should be a good finish here at Eastern Florida State College. Don't go anywhere. You're watching EFSC Titan Sports. All right, we got a game. We got a game.
Eastern Florida State College has a 2-year aerospace technology degree. We are the only school in the state of Florida that offers this degree. The program is taught by industry professionals. All of the instructors are currently employed or previously employed at NASA. The program manager was part of NASA for 35 years. So you're not getting just somebody that has a degree that's teaching you stuff about aerospace. You're learning from people that actually worked in the aerospace field or currently working in the aerospace field.
She could have, poured herself up some coffee, drank it, and then still shot that three, and just couldn't get it to fall. Right. And that's your best shooter statistically. So. Oh shoot, Auburn's playing Florida today in basketball. I think it's in Gainesville. What's our record? Put them fours up. Ladies and gentlemen, it is fourth quarter time. 10 minutes left in regulation to decide this one, which has been back and forth all day long. 61-56, your current score. Miami-Dade leading. I'm Max Mesman. Alongside me is Ethan Sorey. Ethan, going into this fourth quarter, we've seen Miami-Dade pull away early in the second quarter, but then in that third quarter, the first thing you told me when we went to break is that Eastern Florida won that third quarter. How did they do that?
Indeed, because you see, you got like the one who's heading the ball right now, Bruna Da Silva. Once you get her going, once she sees those shots falling, I mean, it just really opens up the whole floor for Eastern Florida State. It really helps with their confidence in their tempo. If the shots aren't falling, the shot selection really becomes key. But the shots are falling for Eastern Florida State. Let's see if they can keep it going.
That was a nasty spin move by Da Silva.
I was trying to keep myself composed.
And now we got two consecutive inside scores from the left side of the rim. That time, Ofer Parpara off of the nice pass from Santa Cruz. And now you blink, you look up, and Eastern Florida is down one.
Just by 1 point, Max. But, before I knew it, Eastern Florida State was down double digits. And now they're back into this game.
And right there, Venner just reaching over and plucking the ball over the head of Santa Cruz.
She could have made that in her sleep, Max.
It's just too easy for Venner, who I think that's who the offense has to run through if you're Miami-Dade. Leads your team in scoring coming into the night, and really nobody has been able to stop her when she gets the ball into the paint. And that's going to be a turnover by Eastern Florida. And Coach Banks verbally upset here, talking to his players. 63-60 your score, 8:29 to go. Coach Banks in his first season with the Titans, looking to get what would be a staple win
midway through the season. And a fake pass right there by Aravena.
Don't know who she's throwing the ball to there.
But might have wanted to pass it on the first time. And that's going to be an unforced error this time by the Sharks.
That's something you don't need if you're Miami-Dade. You guys had a smooth rhythm, a smooth transition going, and you ultimately give the ball back to the Titans, who are now feeling like they have this game back in the bag.
And now Santa Cruz with it here, guarded by Bynum, trying to get another steal. She does, and then easy layup and in. Hard for her to miss that one.
Santa Cruz a little loose with the ball there. If you know Bynum, she's small, but she's going to press you. She wants that ball in. She wants those turnovers, and she got one there, giving her team an easy 2 points.
And now a double team right here, and a timeout taken by Coach Banks. 65-60 your score here in the fourth period, 7:51. We'll keep it here while the teams take a little bit of a breather here. Right now, the Miami-Dade Sharks up by 5, but it doesn't feel like it.
Doesn't feel like it at all. I mean, Venner she hasn't really gotten going this whole game, honestly. It doesn't seem like the energy has been there. I don't know if it's because of, like, who knows what it is. But ultimately, you need your best scorer to be pivotal in these moments. So they're not holding a 5-point lead. Let's see if they can get some consistency going on, because they weren't able to get that consistency in the third quarter. That allowed for Eastern Florida State to come back. Let's see if they can build some momentum and keep the Titans trailing.
Yes, and if you're Miami-Dade, I feel like you got to go back into the hands of Costanza Aravena. She had the hot hand in the first half. Has kind of cooled down in the second half, but what was she taking over from in the first half? I know I said coming into this game that if Miami-Dade is willing to shoot threes, the Titans should just let them shoot it, but that's really what was working for them in the first half, and I would go back to that if I'm the Sharks. Try and get, obviously, some open looks. Don't start just chucking up anything, but try and, spread the ball around, get it into Venner, but then if Venner's double-teamed inside, that means there's somebody open on the perimeter, and so I feel like that's where Miami-Dade has to go to. And then on the other end, if you're Eastern Florida, just take care of the ball. It seems anytime they've taken care of the ball and been able to get the shot clock into the shot clock late on offense, something good has happened. So no errant passes, just take care of the ball and find open looks. The Titans with it coming out of the timeout. And a good cut by Santa Cruz, and she lays it home off the backboard.
That's what you want to see. You get the angle on the smaller defender. They can't defend. You're either going to foul or get an easy bucket.
Smart basketball right there from Santa Cruz, and now just a one-possession game here. Lot of time left on the clock, 7.5 to be precise. Bynum guarded by De Silva, drives inside and draws the foul.
And that's one of those matchups that I honestly want to see coming in. De Silva versus Bynum, both of them, they're volume scorers, and whoever is more efficient is likely going to control the game's tempo.
Jasmine Bynum really has been living at the free throw line in the second half. The Titans unable to guard her without fouling, and the 61% free throw shooter coming in makes the first. The sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois, second on the team in scoring, splits a pair at the free throw line.
You Miami-Dade, you wanted both of those to fall.
De Silva bringing it up for the Titans here. Every possession that much more meaningful. Almost stolen away right there.
Need help.
And now a double team. No help comes. Now getting on the floor. And a jump ball is called. Possession arrow will stay with Eastern Florida. But that is something that we've seen the Titans really struggle with, is double and triple teams on offense. Not coming over and helping. Instead, just trying to fight their way through it, and it's resulted in a lot of steals. And so far, not adjusting right there, but able to get bailed out with the jump ball.
Indeed, they're essentially trapping these shooters. They're not allowing them to get comfortable outside the perimeter or anywhere on the court, matter of fact. And that just leads to these jump balls and these, inconsistency plays by the Titans.
We've got another cleaning up situation, and it will, as I mentioned, remain Titans ball.
And passing it in to De Silva, guarded by Colbert. Silva was looking to score, able to dump it off to Parpara. Over to Lazarevic. Now over to Merkovic, quick trigger, way off. And almost another steal in transition, but now Aravena does get it stolen away. Now a 2-on-1 here. Pass it over to Lazarevic and goes up and doesn't get the friendly bounce, but she will head to the free throw line.
That's what you wanted right there if you're in transition for the Titans. Just allow yourself to be able to get some type of points on the board. Allow yourself to get some type of rhythm going here and claw into this small deficit that you find yourselves in.
Mimi Lazarevic at the free throw line. Friendly roll on the first. 65% shooter on the year. Coming off of an injury, she's looked very fresh today.
Very fresh. Looks like she's been able to get the shots that she's wanted, been able to, get to her spots and really elevate.
Just a 2-point game, the closest this has been since the second quarter. 66-64 your score. And Venner taking a three. You'll take that shot any day if you're the Titans.
If you're the Titans, you have Venner, who's primarily a paint presence, that inside score. You'll live with her taking those threes from outside the range. She's ultimately settling for that shot. I don't know why when you have the lead.
Just a 19% shooter from beyond the arc. And now Eastern Florida with a chance to tie it or possibly take the lead.
De Silva running the court again.
Passes it over to Spence. Spence kicks it out. Parpara driving baseline. Gets a look inside, and the game is tied.
You will want to see better defense right there from Venner, but inside Parpara, she literally has the length as that ultimately equals Venner, and she's able to get the inside hand. Easy 2 points.
What a comeback. A 16-point deficit at halftime. It is now squared away, but an answer. Rihanna Callahan.
Rihanna Callahan at 6'4", the sophomore, able to get in there, put a body on a body and draw a foul. Upcoming, we have an and one. She really hasn't been able to get into a groove this game, but now we'll see how clutch she is down the stretch.
And one opportunity for Callahan. We knew she would be a factor coming into this one, the tallest player on the court for both teams. Unable to complete the three-point play. And now the Titans thought about taking the quick three and gets it blocked. Guess who? Callahan. A factor on both ends of the floor. And a steal right here by Lazarevic. Meeting Callahan at the rim, fakes it, and it's stolen away.
What a missed opportunity right there by the Titans. You had a chance to either go up and get a foul or try 2 points. Instead, you give it right back to Miami.
Colbert with a good job of getting back in transition. And now a three from Rihanna Callahan. That is not what you want. You can see the hands on the hips of Coach Summons. Just a 10% shooter from beyond the arc coming in. And once again, if you're the Titans, you'll take that any day of the week.
You'll take those because she's one of those guys or those gals who really specialize inside the paint with her length and her height. So it looks like she ultimately rushed that three-pointer right there. I don't know why her and Venner are settling for these deep threes when you can ultimately press the defense, push the pace and really move your offense through the post.
Possibly a little bit of a heat check, I guess, but a turnover right here by the Titans.
Yeah, the whistle has not been a friend for the Titans this game at all. They're ultimately shooting themselves in the foot with all of these turnovers and errant mistakes that really need to be cleaned up.
Under 5 minutes to go here in the second half. The Titans, like you said, have really done a number on their foot, shooting themselves. Now Bynum going inside, can't finish at the hole, but will head to the free throw line. That foul is on Santa Cruz.
Excuse me. That's going to go on Angelina Spence, her second of the night.
You gotta watch who you're shooting to the line here late if you're the Titans, because you don't want to find yourself in a free throw battle with Miami.
Jasmine Bynum has been really solid at the free throw line tonight. Makes both there. And now it's back to a two-score game, 70-66. 4:30 to go. Santa Cruz with it. Driving inside, puts it up.
Not a good look over the taller defender. You have to kick that ball back out and see if you can make something happen on the perimeter there.
Good pass inside to Sage McLeod. An assist right there by Bynum.
If you're the Titans, you have to watch what you're doing. You have to essentially give your players some room to breathe. We love the tempo, but it's looking like they're literally off balance and not playing to their strengths.
Great defense right there by Meredith Venner, tipping it away from Lazarevic, and now a 6-point game with 4 minutes to go. This is kind of the danger zone for the Titans right now.
Very dangerous.
If you allow another score, could possibly extend this lead to 8 or 9. And passing it inside, and right there a foul. That's going to go on to Silva, and that's going to be 4 on number 4.
That's what you don't want to see. Honestly, you might still keep her in the game because she's one of the elite scorers for the team. You have to watch who she's playing against. If she's playing on a bigger defender, you want to either switch so she doesn't draw the foul, or make sure that she doesn't go up as strong as she normally would, because the referees, they notice who's in foul trouble and who's not, and they're going to call that whistle.
And the way this game is going right now, Miami-Dade out to a 6-point lead. Aravena step back 3 off the front iron, rebound Venner. Can't put it up and in, and she gets fouled.
2 offensive rebounds there by Venner, essentially showing her paint presence there, dominating the opposition. She'll get her chance at 2 at the line.
There's a reason they call her Miss Double-Double. Averages 19 a night, along with 12 boards. And that's 5 on Ofer Parpara. And Meredith Venner with 2 big shots here at the line. Can possibly extend this to 8, but that will be it for Ofer Parpara. 5 fouls. A key contributor. And
what a loss for the Titans.
Venner knocks the first one home, a 68% shooter at the free throw line. And just rims out on the second here, so Titans still only down 7, but they need a good offensive possession here. Lazarevic with a quick trigger, and that is not the shot, although a good steal by Spence. Nice hustle. Back to Lazarevic, another chance. Too short. And a foul right there by Spence.
Over the back, a little too aggressive. You like the hustle play previously, but you can't go over the top of the rebounding player. They're going to call that over the back foul.
Lazarevic, a good three-point shooter, 36% on the year coming in, but really just hasn't been her night from beyond the arc. And now you send Jasmine Bynum, who has been really solid at the line tonight. Makes the first.
These are freebies you don't want to give up if you're the Titans. You had yourself a good run in the third quarter. Came out in the fourth a little slow, but you still had yourselves in the game. Now it's looking like it's getting away from them. Let's see if they can find some momentum, find some consistency.
As right there, it was tipped away by Venner. She thought it was going to be Miami-Dade ball, but it will stay with the Titans. And you feel like this is a very important possession for the Titans right here. Down 8. You need a good look of some sort. De Silva over to Lazarevic. Thought about the 3. Drives inside mid-range. Too strong. And a rebound by Bynum. Not a bad look right there by Mimi Lazarevic, but unable to finish. And now inside
right there by Sage McLeod off the great pass from Bynum, and now back to a double-digit lead.
Yep. A defensive breakdown here by the Titans. I mean, if you're Eastern Florida State, you want to pick your spots defensively and ultimately stay out of foul trouble, but that's not what they've been able to do coming into this fourth quarter. So they're really going to have to they're really going to have to revamp their game plan here.
Bruna da Silva with the ball. Driving inside, and that's going to be a double dribble. Another unforced error, and that's the story of the night for this Eastern Florida team. Coach Banks pleading his case.
I don't like that call either, Max, but it looks like, whatever the ref says happened. I guess that's what happened, but that's something you don't want to see if you're the Titans. A little frustration from your coach. That kind of trickles down to your team, and everybody really is off balance.
And now a foul right there by Lazarevic. And that's going to be her fourth, so a couple of players also in foul trouble here with Da Silva with 4 as well as Lazarevic. And Miami-Dade is in the bonus, so they will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1, excuse me.
This is one of the keys of the game. If Eastern Florida State find themselves losing the free throw battle or the free throw margin, this was going to be a tough game for them to claw out of.
I will definitely say that has been the case.
Especially in this fourth quarter, they've been able to get to the line and really make these free throw attempts count.
And so now 12-point margin.
Nice
Markovic,
pass.
this is a need, and she gives it to the Titans. Big shot.
Breath of fresh air there for the Titans. You get a triple. Now you're back to a reasonable deficit, still down, but you have yourself a fighting chance with just a little over 2 minutes left.
9-point game. Got to defend without fouling. Get a stop here. Bynum almost lost it, but good job to maintain it. And then a good pass and a foul inside by Santa Cruz. And that's her fourth as well. Fouls piling up here for the Titans.
A little aggressive there. The Titans, they're starting to try to get this game back defensively. They're playing sticky. They're on their mans. They're getting their hands up with these fouls. They're really piling up on them, and you just can't give away these free points at the line if you expect to come back in this game.
And what Jasmine Bynum just did won't go in the stat column, but she maintained the ball following the very heavy defense by the Titans that was on her.
Absolutely.
She was able to keep her dribble and then find Sage McLeod inside, which led to her getting fouled. So really, Jasmine Bynum, heck of a game so far.
Exactly. That's what you want to see from your guard. She was a little off balance, almost fell, and kept the dribble alive. It's really amazing how she was able to find her paint presence down there and get her guys to the line.
Splitting the pair at the line, so Titans still in it somewhat, but they need some points and they need it fast. Silva inside, and that's going to be a foul on, looks like Costanza Aravena. Excuse me, that's going to be on Sage McLeod, her first.
Yeah, one of the rare fouls we've seen on Miami in this quarter.
So now Eastern Florida trying to find something on offense, and another foul. And this time that goes on Alicia Uami. And so 1:43 to go here. If you're Miami-Dade, you're almost willing to get those fouls, though, just to allow nothing free on offense. You still have only 3 fouls as a team. They get inside to Da Silva, hard shot inside, rebound by Spence. And now Lazarevic.
You have to keep your head up high. She was looking for somebody to pass it to, but she had a wide open defender, wide open teammate, right behind her.
Markovic, the rebound just fell off of her fingertips. And now Miami-Dade in transition.
Aravena driving inside and finishing at the hole.
What a finish there. She was able to split like 2 or 3 defenders there, Max, and still able to get inside the paint for a tough basket.
That might be the final nail in the coffin. Lazarevic can't make the three, and now with under a minute to play, down by 12. Eastern Florida, it feels like all you can do is watch that time trickle down.
Yeah, so getting it a little bit out of your control at this point. Well, not out of your control, but a little bit insurmountable, like, deficit that you find yourself in with just over 40 seconds left.
And a foul inside on Lazarevic. That will be her 5th, and that will do it for Mimi Lazarevic. So, Eastern Florida, valiant effort, fighting back in this one. But Miami-Dade's looking like too much for the home team.
Just too much for them to overcome based off like all the whistles, all the fouls that the Titans committed. Ultimately lost them this game in the 4th quarter.
They were able to, this game was tied 62-62 early on in this 4th quarter, but then since that point, the Miami-Dade Sharks have gone on a 21-7 run, and that's what top teams are made of. Miami-Dade will move on to 13-7 on the year and 7-3 in the conference. And they're locked in a battle right now for 2nd place as a good pass inside, but Queen Powell unable to put it up and in. But
yep, that's been the story of this 4th quarter, Max. Ultimately, like we said, the shot selection isn't really that bad, but they weren't able to consistently knock these shots down. It's really killed them and ultimately lost them this game, Max.
And now a foul on Jasmine Bynum. But 24.1 seconds to go. Eastern Florida will drop to 7-13 on the year, 2-6 in the conference. Eastern Florida just fighting for some momentum into the next game. Another good pass inside to Powell. She's able to put that one up and in. And Miami-Dade turns it over here.
Thought they would have just dribbled it out, but I guess Titans still has something to play for. They get a steal.
Good job by Angelina Spence, just able to nip it away. And now Bruna Da Silva will go to the free throw line as Eastern Florida is in the bonus and can make this one look a little better on paper. And really, the final score does not tell the story of this game. Eastern Florida started off with the lead, a big lead at that. And then Miami-Dade got in control, was up by 16 at halftime. But then Eastern Florida fought back, got it all the way back to a tie ball game in the 4th quarter. But then Miami-Dade ultimately pulling away. A lot of variables that led to the result, but ultimately Miami-Dade is going to come out on top. Da Silva making both at the line.
It's kind of unfortunate for the Titans. I mean, they weren't really able to get a lot of secondary scoring behind Silva, who just went on the bench. So a lot of it really comes to come down to the team effort. You really want everybody to get involved in these games, but ultimately they fell short.
And that is the ball game, folks. Miami-Dade gets a big win on the road, bouncing back from their last loss. 83-73 is your score. Miami-Dade, like I mentioned, will move up to 13-7 on the year, 7-3 in the conference. They sweep the 2-game series with Eastern Florida on the year. Definitely not as close as the last meeting between these two teams, as that one went into overtime, but still a back and forth matchup, and ultimately it was the Sharks that came out on top. On the other side, Eastern Florida moves down to 7-13, 2-6 in the conference, and what was already an uphill battle will get even steeper, as now they'll continue to sit at 5th in the conference, and they will look to actually try and maintain that 5th spot when they play the number 6 team in the conference in St. Petersburg on the 28th here at home at 5:30. But on the other side for Miami-Dade, their next opponent is Daytona State. That will be a good one. They go on the road. That is going to be on Wednesday, January 28th. Daytona State first in the Citrus Conference right now. And if Miami-Dade can get a win in that one, then they are right in it to try and get the lead in the conference going forward. But overall, Ethan, looking back on this game, what did you see out of Miami-Dade that ultimately helped them get this win?
Well, like you said, a lot of this really came down to the tempo of the game, the pace, and how Miami decided to play this game. They really had it was really the Titans' front court versus the Miami Bigs. The rebounding was really a big focal point in this game. They out-rebounded the Titans, and they were able to put the Titans in foul trouble. That ultimately killed them down the stretch. They weren't able to get any momentum. They weren't able to get set defensively. They were off balance, making really unerrant errors. They were really like forcing themselves into bad situations, shooting themselves in the foot. And ultimately, that's something you want to see the coach and their whole staff clean up after this game. You don't want to see stuff like that continue. You don't want that to be a pattern going down in their future games.
Well, that leads me into my next and final question before we wrap it up here. Eastern Florida, a tough game, like you said. Tried to battle back, but ultimately Miami-Dade was able to get the win over them, and a lot of things led to it. A lot of open shots that weren't falling for the Titans, as well as you lost the rebound battle and ultimately turnovers, just too many unforced errors on the offensive side of the ball. What can they do to improve that moving forward as they head into the back half of their schedule?
Well, Eastern Florida State, they're going to have to be able to get more efficiency from their guard, the Silva. I mean, she's the team leading scorer, but it didn't really seem like it tonight. Like she had her areas, her spurts, but they're going to have to be able to get her going more efficiently and also being able to get help around her. I mean, their lineup is essentially like very stable and like they have a lot of versatility, but they're not exploiting that. So down the stretch, you would like to see them get more people involved, more people being able to take shots from the perimeter, or even better, down inside the paint, where they actually improved this game. Like they were really taking their moments inside the paint and stressing this defense. You want to see them keep doing that and keep stressing the whole floor. You don't want them to play one-dimensional. You want them to be very collectively as a group playing together. So that's what we want to see from the Titans moving on.
Well, we will see if they can put those improvements that you just mentioned into action. So be sure to tune in on Wednesday, January 28th, when the Titans welcome home St. Petersburg at 5:30 right here on EFSC Titans Sports on YouTube. Be sure to tune into that. But once again, your final score here today, Miami-Dade 83, Eastern Florida 73. And from myself, Max Mesman, along with my color commentator, Ethan Sorey, we're saying so long and have a good night, everyone.
Stay safe, folks. Good, man.
Hey, man. Wasn't the result we wanted, but I think we did it.